Managing Spirituality and World Events. Hey guys, it's John here in my living room on a very chilly day outside. It's in the 40s, and I'm sitting in here with my mug of hot broth. Already finished my coffee this morning, so now trying to stay warm with my hot broth, so that's good. Also helps my throat after a week of sessions. I wanted to hop on and talk about this question I got about being in the world but not of it. You know, that quote right there is from the book of John. Be in the world but not of it. How do we manage all of the fear-based things we see on our TVs? How do we manage those experiences of watching the atrocities in the Middle East, or watching what we would deem as the economy going up or down, or what we would look at from the perspective of, poverty and all the world events that we're seeing out there? There's many quotes in the Bible that come to address this, but the one from the book of John is, to me, the most impactful. Be in the world, but not of it. When you're in the world, you can be in reaction mode to things going on around you, or you can be in action mode creating something new or different. You can be reacting to someone's fearful experiences or fearful actions, or you can literally stay in the space of I am creating a beautiful, loving world. Be in the world, not of it. When it comes to financial things, the Bible says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of the needle than it is for a wealthy man to get into heaven. Because the wealthy man is focused on money and things of the world, the material things. The camel going through the eye of the needle, you can't take a loaded down pack animal and put it through something small without stripping away all the material things that are on its back. Leave to Caesar that which is Caesar's. That quote was about the taxes, the money. Let Caesar have his money. Money doesn't matter, right? That release of the physical world experience, worrying about the economy. I had someone come on one of my sessions the other day, and they're like, "I'm so stressed about the economy," and it just hit me really hard. I'm doing very well right now, and the difference is I don't listen to the news. I just believe that I'm abundant, and it comes into my life. And you look at the economy. The economy is an interesting place right now, because one side says it's terrible, and the other side says it's great, and it's interesting because when you look at the numbers, the side that says it's great is actually, the numbers wise right now, is correct. The other side is just trying to say, well, look what will happen in the future. They're sowing fears and anxieties, right? So that is the love of money. They're all trying to use the love of money and the fear of not having money in this physical world. The other day I did a video on walking on water, and the version of Luke's side of that story was they were in the eye of a storm, and they were in a storm, and the torrent was all around, and they were all terrified, thinking the boat was going to sink, and Jeshua walked by calmly. He was not of the world, but he was in it. He was realizing that him staying calm, the outer storm can't affect him. I've told the story many times of the guy and my boss at the Tennessee Renaissance Festival screaming and yelling at each other. And I exhaled. And I literally came back to my neutral space and stayed calm and solved the situation in a minute. Just by me staying calm and not being in the world of their fears and anxieties, but in my neutral space of beautiful, loving compassion, and not reacting, That idea of reacting to the world is like being a part of somebody else's story. It's like I am here as a bit character in your play, as opposed to being the star of the play and the person who drives the narrative and person who creates the beautiful outcome. You are just a part of our piece of someone else's story if you don't step into the role of not being of the world, not being of not being of the world, of being in it but not of it, right? And so when you look at the perspective of how do I manage my spirituality and the physical world, thinking of it from the perspective of corporeal or non-corporeal, physical or non-physical. When you look at it from that perspective, all of those things, the economy, the atrocities in the Middle East, those are of the world. Those are the fears and anxieties that are being inflicted based upon the love of money and the love of religion and all of those things. But they're all, the things that are happening that we're reacting to are very physical things. They're of the physical world. They're of the corporeal world. And when you come back to the perspective of spirituality is non-corporeal, that means that the physical world is just a reflection of somebody's non-corporeal belief. And those reactions and those actions are coming from their non-corporeal belief. Well, you don't fight non-corporeal with corporeal because you can't change an ideology. You can't change someone's chosen belief without their permission, without them being part of that process. But you have complete power to be the calm in the storm and not have the storm affect you. And what happens is the more calm you are in the storm, the more the storm calms. So you make yourself the bright spot in the world so the people around you can choose to be calm as well, can choose to come to that space of realizing that they don't have to be in reaction mode. They can be in action mode. You know, my old saying, be an action hero, not a reaction zero. It's a matter of you stepping into that space of realizing that my inner being is a choice. My calm heart is a choice. My serenity is a choice. My love is a choice. And I can choose that no matter what's going on in the physical world. And the more I choose that, the more I can change the physical world around me. And the more of us who change the physical world around us, the more the world changes. That's how we save the world. We don't save it by going out and being the savior. We save it by saving ourselves and letting other people say, hey, I'm going to save myself like they did. And it comes back to that realization that it's all a choice. And it's all a present moment choice. You get to choose in this moment right now to be calm, to be serene, to not be reactive, to see the atrocities of the world and say, okay, I'm going to do something loving towards it, right? Rather than saying, I'm going to get mad or I'm going to get upset or I'm going to be angry or I'm going to pine or be sad for the world. None of that helps. That is reacting to the physical experience rather than acting in a loving way. Mother Teresa would say, have a peace rally, not an anti-war rally. Because the anti-war is the reaction, and peace is the chosen belief of serenity and calm. And so being in the world but not of it. Be in the world, experience your life, understand a thing, but understand your reaction to the world is a choice. And you get to choose to live a loving life. And the more you choose to live a loving life, the more a loving life will surround you. And so that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day. And I'll talk to you soon. See ya. Bye.